Aside from Wargrave, the last 4 characters left alive on the island are Armstrong, Blur, Lombard, and Vera. They are all on their guard, yet Wargrave is able to do away with all 4 of them by exploiting their weaknesses. Armstrong's weakness is his firm belief that class defines character. He cannot believe that a man of Wargrave's stature could be a murderer. Thus, he agrees to help Wargrave fake his own death, and willingly meets Wargrave out by the cliffs late at night, where it is a simple matter for Wargrave to push him over. Blur's weakness is his foolhardiness. He goes alone to the house to fetch food and so makes an easy target for Wargrave. Lombard, with his gun and his experience in dangerous situations, is a formidable foe, but his weakness is his refusal to believe that women are capable of violence. Vera is thus able to steal his gun and kill him with it. Vera's weakness is hysteria. She is susceptible to the power of suggestion and tormented by her guilt. Wargrave plays upon these weaknesses as he sets up a noose in Vera's room and thus compels the half-hypnotized Vera to hang herself. And Then There Were None can be criticized as an unfair mystery novel. In a standard mystery story, a crime is committed, a detective comes in to solve the crime, and the reader follows along with the detective, learning everything the detective learns, and collecting clues that would theoretically enable the reader to guess the identity of the killer. At the close of such a mystery, the detective usually gathers the remaining characters together, reveals the identity of the murderer, and explains how the crime was committed. And Then There Were None breaks all of these rules. First, there is no tardy arrest. The murderer gets away with his crime, and we discover his identity only because he leaves a confession behind. The only outside detective is a policeman who arrives too late to accomplish anything and who is utterly baffled by what has happened. Most unconventionally, the novel deceives us. We believe that Judge Wargrave is dead, and so we no longer suspect him. In fact, he is still alive, and he is the killer. In some ways, however, And Then There Were None is a very conventional murder mystery. 10 people are isolated and cannot escape. Suspicion falls on all of the characters. Red herrings abound. A satisfyingly neat ending is produced in which the murderer's actions and motivations are explained, and the pieces of the puzzle fit together tightly. Although Judge Wargrave is the killer, he also plays the role of the detective, unmasking the criminal himself at the end of the novel and explaining how everything transpired. Though Christie breaks some rules, she does so to make the story all the more suspenseful. 1. Discuss the role of the poem, 10 Little Indians, in And Then There Were None. Why does the murderer choose to follow the poem so closely? What effect does this have on the characters? 2. Discuss how Christie portrays social hierarchies. What commentary is she making on her society's class system? 3. Do you think that Wargrave acts justly? Why or why not? 4. Discuss the various alliances that form throughout the novel, particularly those between Blur, Armstrong, and Lombard, between Armstrong and Wargrave, and between Vera and Lombard. How do these alliances affect events? What makes them break down? 5. Discuss the order in which the characters die. Why do some live longer than others? Do you think this is entirely by design? Does the murderer ever seem to lose control of the situation?